cares for me. You're the one that brightens up my life. The one, you're the one, the one, sets my soul on fire. No, you're the one, you are the one that brightens up my life. You're the one.
I am personally very excited to learn more about this technique with you all and see some of these instant lift results I've heard about. So I'm kind of loving that we can all learn a new skill right now. And Kat has some really great ideas for how you can use this. Lift results I've heard about. So I'm kind of loving that we can all learn a new skill right now. And Kat has some really great ideas for how you can use this for yourself, retail opportunities, treatment add-ons. So let me just go ahead and hand it over to you, Kat. Let's do this.
On this technique. So Gua Sha has been very trendy as of late, and we see so many brands selling their own versions of the stones and celebrities doing this technique on themselves. But I think it's kind of important to know that Gua Sha isn't a new technique, and it's a very ancient technique that has been used in traditional Chinese medicine for ages. Historical records and in ancient China, it was originally used to treat a person with fever, pain, or fatigue. So the term Gua Sha has a two-part meaning. So Gua for scraping and Sha for redness of the skin. And this is because in its most traditional form, a scraping movement was used to produce a light petechia over the skin to release any unhealthy blood matter. So unlike the traditional Gua Sha massage, we're not going to be scraping the skin, and we're going to be doing something a little bit more gentle with a lighter pressure. So don't worry, we won't have any bruises on our face and neck after this. On a spiritual level, Gua Sha is intended to address stagnant energy in the body. And like with other practices in traditional Chinese medicine, it's intended to aid in the movement of qi or life energy. So now that we know a little bit of its history and what it does, let's jump into actually learning how to use the tool. So Gua Sha is shaped like this for a specific reason. So every single point has its purpose. So the pointed out wave here is really great for massaging underneath the eyes, corners of the mouth, and along the jawline. This rounded out curve here is really great for sweeping over larger areas like the forehead. And this long curved in edge here is really great for sweeping over the cheek and the neck. So regardless of which edge you're using, you want to ensure that throughout the massage you're holding the tool flat to the skin, so like this, at a 15 to 45 degree angle in order to maximize tool to skin contact. You never want to have your tool at a 90 degree angle like this, as only the edge of the tool is going to be in contact with the skin, and you will not be stimulating that lymphatic drainage. And that's the most important part of the massage, right? So I do want to mention that as with any new tool or facial protocol, there are a few contraindications for this massage, and they include acne, rosacea, and inflamed skin. So if you or your clients have any of these contraindications, I suggest massaging around the area and not directly on it. So the Gua Sha stone is really great because it can be incorporated into any of your facial protocols, but you want to ensure that if you're going to be incorporating it, that it's with a protocol that features minimum extractions and peels. And this massage would likely take place after your double cleansing and extractions right before masking. And it's a really great add-on to your protocols because of the upcharge that you can charge your clients, as it's an added 30-minute massage. So after all that, let's jump right into the massage. So my lovely brand Jurleek has gifted you all with my all-time favorite facial serum, and that's the Herbal Recovery Signature Serum. It's anti-aging and features Jurleek's signature radiance blend to give you all a beautiful and healthy glow. For this massage, I'll also be using my favorite Jurleek Hydrating Mist, which is this guy here. It's our Sweet Violet and Grapefruit Hydrating Mist, along with our skin balancing face oil. So make sure you all have a mist of your choice, and if you'd like to add an oil, go ahead and grab that now. So the first step in the Gua Sha ritual is to reset the pH of the skin by giving yourself a little bit of a misting moment. So go ahead and do that now. So I like to just kind of spritz and rotate my head around. And I want you all to also spritz the back of the neck, front of the neck, and décolleté, and shoulders too. Oh, that felt so nice. Okay, so applying the mist is also going to help to better prepare your skin to absorb all of the nourishing ingredients of your serum. So you want to ensure you have enough serum on your face, neck, and décolleté the entire time so that the tool has enough slip and glide. And don't worry if your skin tends to kind of eat it up or it's lacking a little bit of moisture, because we can always go back in and apply more when and where we need it. So I'm going to start with my neck and décolleté. I'm not going to apply any of the serum on my face just yet. So go ahead and take out your serum. And I'll just kind of warm it up between my fingers like this. And you want to just press it into the skin. And I'm using a press and roll motion because I don't want to rub it into the skin and have my fingers soak up most of the product. I really want my skin to get those benefits. I'm also going to get a little bit of oil and just kind of press that into the skin. Alrighty, and
Kat,
also
Natalia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Kat. Natalia wants to know if the serum is gluten-free and vegan.
Yes, it is gluten-free. Unfortunately, because it is sold in China, we can't say that it's completely vegan, but there is no animal products in the serum itself. Hope that answers your question. All right. You're welcome, Natalia. Alrighty, so I want everyone to go ahead and pick up your stone. So we're gonna start with this little notched edge here, this little wave. And what I want you all to do is, I'm gonna turn it to the side here so you can all kind of see where I'm gonna be applying it. So I'm basically going to be sandwiching my spine with this little notch edge. So I'm gonna start right at the bottom, and you hold your tool like this. So I'm gonna start right where my shoulders meet my neck. So hold that at a 15 to 45 degree angle, and you're just gonna gently pull upwards. Once you get to that hairline, you want to wiggle and release. And we're gonna repeat that 4 more times. So each one of the movements will be repeating a total of 5 times. So go ahead and pull up in a very gentle sweeping motion, wiggle, release. And make sure to keep that tool flat to the skin. Wiggle, release. And one more time. Wiggle and release. Alrighty. So now we're gonna be using that. That feels awesome, it really does. Wait till we get to the face, it's gonna feel so good. So now we're gonna be using the long inward curve of the tool, and we're gonna be working on the side of our neck. So if you have a t-shirt, you kind of wanna pull it down a little bit. So we're gonna be starting right where your shoulder blade meets your arm, holding your tool just like this in between your thumb and the rest of your fingers. We're gonna hold that tool flat and just gently come up all the way up the side of the neck. Once we reach that bone in the jawline, we're gonna wiggle and release. And if you need a little bit more serum, you can go ahead and apply that just to ensure you have that slip. So wiggle, release. And we're gonna do this 2 more times. Right up the side of the neck. Get to that jawbone, wiggle, release. And we're just doing that wiggle just to give ourselves a little bit of a massage. Doesn't have to be too hard. And release. Awesome. So now we're gonna do the other side. So using that same little inward part of the tool, the little inward curve, I like to put my left hand down just as kind of like an anchor. And I'm gonna start right at the shoulder, bringing that tool gently upward, using a light pressure, get to that jawbone, wiggle, release. And we're gonna repeat this a couple more times. So you really can do this. So this is from Valerie. You can do this every week. It really just depends on your skin and, oh, sorry, my hair got a little stuck there. It really just depends on how much time you have, and I will be talking about extending the time if you need to later on in the massage. So get into that jawbone, wiggle, release. Alrighty, so now we're going to be working on the front of our neck. So again, using that curved edge, the inward curved edge, not the outer curve, we're gonna be doing the fronts of our neck, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit more mist and serum. So if you feel like you needed a little more slip, go ahead and add that now. I'm just pressing it in. Alrighty. So I'm gonna begin right at the collarbone. You wanna make sure that tool is nice and flat and just gently pull upwards. Again, once you get to that jawline, you wanna wiggle, release, and you're using a light to medium pressure here. You wanna remember that the lymph nodes are very close to the surface here, so you don't wanna go too hard. So we're at number 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're gonna repeat that same motion on our left side. Wiggling when we get to that jawbone. So we're at 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alrighty, so now we're gonna move on to our face. And I wanna begin with the right side because I really want you all to see the difference in the before and after of each side of our face. So now we're gonna use the wave part of our tool, and we're gonna work on our jaw lines. So I like to place one hand down, kind of like an anchor, as I said. We're gonna put that little notched edge down at our, just kind of sandwiching our jaw, and I have the longer notch right at the bottom. Remember to hold it flat, and we're just gonna gently pull up and outward, just following that jawbone. Once we hit that ear, we're gonna wiggle and pull away. So this is really great if you're somebody who suffers from TMJ or teeth grinding. This part of the massage will really feel good, and you can even add a little bit more pressure if you need it, if you really need to work some tension out of those muscles. So wiggle when we get to that ear. We're gonna do this one more time on this side. So good. Alrighty. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit more serum. So the wiggling is just really nice as like you're giving yourself a little bit of a massage, and everything that you're draining out of that lymph node once you're bringing it up and wiggling it out, you're dispersing those toxins. So that's what the wiggling is really great for. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit more serum here. They're just pressing it into the face. You don't have to worry about your face soaking it in because we really want to have that slip. Of course, Kamala. Alrighty, so now we're gonna work on the cheeks. So we're gonna use that long inward curve part of our tool. So Sammy's asking that if we use the tool around the outside of the lips, if it'll plump them up. Yes, that is very true. And I can definitely show you guys how to do that. So I'm just gonna work on the cheek really quick and then we can go to the lips. All right, so just make sure you have enough slip. So I like to use my hand again as an anchor. I'm gonna place that long curve down. And I'm just gonna gently begin to pull upward, up at an angle. Once we get to our hairline, we're gonna wiggle and release. We're gonna bring that up one more time. Wiggle and release. Wiggle, release. And sometimes we hold a little bit of tension right under this area here of our cheek. So just be mindful of that. And if you want to add a little more pressure there, go right ahead and work that muscle out. Wiggle and release. Awesome. So that's going to help to really lift and sculpt the appearance. I'm going to show you guys really quickly. I don't have this in the Gua Sha massage, so this is just a little added bonus. So if you're looking to plump the lips a little bit, I like to use that inward part, the inward curve of the tool, and start right at the chin and work up. So this is going to be plumping the bottom lip. And I do this a little bit faster than the rest of the face. Do it about 5 times. And then now the outer edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're gonna do the top, same thing. Put my little anchor down. And we're gonna do it 5 times. Same on this side. And that'll really help to get the blood flowing around the lips and make them a little bit more plump. So you can also add that to any of your facial protocols as well. So now we're gonna move on to the under eye area. And you wanna ensure you have enough slip here. So if you need a little bit more oil or a little bit more serum, go ahead and grab that and apply it just very gently underneath. And in this part of the massage, everyone's feeling a little tingling in their lips. That's awesome. Renewal Spa is asking if there's any issues if your clients have fillers placed. I would definitely wait at least 3 months until after the filler is placed. But most of the time, when clients do get fillers, the injectors will let them know that they'll have to massage the lips out. So this is also a great retail product for somebody who has just gotten their lips done, so they can kind of like massage the injection around, because if they don't, sometimes they'll get those little balls of the buildup of the injection or the Juvederm that they get injected. So definitely this is something that you can recommend to them. Alrighty, everyone, excuse me. So now we want to use our ring finger, and we're just going to place that down as our anchor on the inner corner of the eye. And we're going to use that long notch, and we're going to start right at the inner corner. And we're just going to gently, very, very gently, as this is the thinnest skin on our face, we're going to very gently pull upward at an angle towards the temple. Once we get to that temple, we're going to wiggle and release. And we'll repeat this 4 more times. Wiggle release. So this is going to give the eye that lifted appearance. And our last one here, very gently. Great. So now we're going to move on to my favorite part of this massage, and that's the brow. So we're going to use that little wave portion of the tool again, and we're going to sandwich our brow bone with it. So I like to keep the longer edge facing downward towards our eye, use our left hand as our anchor, and we're just going to follow our brow bone and sweep gently across. But once we get to that end of the brow bone, we're going to sweep up again towards the temple to create that lift. Wiggle. Yes, Allison, this will definitely help with lifting the brow. And we're also going to do one more movement after this that's going to help with lifting the brow as well. But you want to ensure that you're doing that little lift at the end there towards the temple to really get that lifted appearance. So wiggle, release, and one more time. Wiggle and release. So next, we're gonna do another technique that's gonna help to lift the brow and the forehead a little bit. So I use my left hand again as an anchor, and I just place it gently over my eye. I'm going to use the long curved edge of the tool, this bottom portion here. Keep it very, very flat. And I'm just going to gently pull upwards. Be mindful of the curve in your forehead and just follow it. Get to that hairline, wiggle, release. And we're going to do it again. We'll repeat 3 more times, so a total of 5 times. Wiggle, release. Whoa, I got real relaxed. I think I'm doing one extra one, so here we go. Alrighty. So now we're going to be doing the center of the forehead, aka our third eye. So using the long pointed edge of the tool, I'm going to kind of flip my tool around like this, place my finger down as my anchor, and I'm just going to gently sweep upward. And at this point in the massage, you might be getting a little bit sleepy because we are hitting a pressure point here that's located between the eyes. So we have 2 more here. 1 and 2. I wouldn't warm up the stone. Kelly's asking if we would warm or cool the stone at any point. Because of all the rubbing involved, I wouldn't necessarily like to warm it up just because that might be a little bit too much for the skin. It might warm it up a little too much. You could definitely cool it for when you're using it around the eye area. That's definitely something you could do, Kelly. So I want everyone to just kind of take a look at themselves and see the difference. So I can definitely see, it looks like I have a very lazy eye on this side now. So you can kind of see the difference here around the jawline. Your eyes will have a little bit of more of a lifted appearance. So does everyone see that?
Kat, I'm like, literally one of my eyebrows is just taller than the other one.
Yeah.
One is like, hi there.
I
The other one's down. Can you see like difference? That's crazy. That is so. Brent said huge difference in the laugh lines, and I also agree that the vodka is helping with the relaxation.
Yeah, so I really, really love this massage because you can see the difference immediately. And if you decide to incorporate this as a new part of your protocols, your clients will see a difference immediately as well. So now I want to jump over to the left side because I don't want to leave us wonky. So for this side, I'm going to be switching my hands. So I'll be using my left hand for the left side. And we're just going to start again at the jawline using that waved portion of the tool here. Natalia Mandara Spa is asking, where can we buy these? So Jerlee actually doesn't carry these, but Kayla, do you have...
Yeah, we actually have them on Shop Live Love Spa if anyone would care to purchase one of these exact ones. And then our team can also hook you up with some more information for how to get them like branded to your spa and all that too. Happy to share.
Yeah, these are super cute. Okay, so now we're going to be moving to our left-hand side, and we're going to be holding it again in our left hand. And I'm just going to use my right hand as my anchor, again, using that little wave portion. And I'm just going to pull up gently. So that's one,
Doesn't matter if you're playing in a club, if you're playing in a hall, if you're playing in
two,
you create seamless happening.
3, 4, and 5. So with the Gua Sha massage, you can definitely make the treatment longer or shorter by adding or subtracting the amount of times you go over an area. So for example, if there's an area that has a little bit more fine lines or wrinkles, feel free to repeat the motion more than 5 times. I've seen a couple protocols call for up to 20 times, having the motion repeated up to 20 times. So if you have a client who prefers a longer massage, you can definitely repeat the steps a couple more times for them as well. So now let's move on to our cheek. Someone is asking here, will we have the video on demand? I believe so. I believe it's being recorded, and I believe it will be shared with all the participants. So if you guys don't remember some of the steps, don't worry, you'll have access to it. So I'm adding a little bit more serum here, just kind of pressing it in. And I'm going to use that long inward curved again, and I'm going to go over the cheek. Someone's asking, oh, I just saw a chat, but it just went away. Is it normal to be more tender on one side of the face than the other? Yeah, I actually have noticed that, especially I used to do waxing a lot when I first started as an esthetician, and usually my clients who were righties felt a little bit more tender on the left side. And I feel like that's because our dominant side tends to not feel as much as our non-dominant side. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that yourselves or with clients. Alrighty, so let's get started with our cheek on the left-hand side. So I'm just gonna anchor my hand down, and I'm gonna gently sweep up. So aside from this being a really great 30-minute add-on, it's a really great 3 to 4 step retail add-on. As it's easy to retail the stone by itself, and your clients are going to need the serum and oil and more than likely a mist. So we repeat 5 times. So I have one more on this side myself. Alrighty. And now we're gonna move on to the under eye. So again, just ensure that you have enough slip for that under eye. You don't wanna be pulling at all. Kayla, someone's asking, how much does the stone retail for?
Great question. I'm actually going to ask, I'm going to reassign that question. Oh, Marisol's already in the chat. $19.05 is how much the stones retail for. And then Patrick asked, how do we sterilize these stones? I'm sure that you have a couple of ideas, but I know last time we did this, I cleaned mine with the Clean Republic, actually. But do you have any other ideas for how to clean these?
Yeah, definitely. So if you're going to be just using it on yourself, I just like to do warm water and soap. You can spray it with a little bit of alcohol and just wipe down. If you're going to be using this in the salon setting, I would definitely recommend washing it with soap and water and then wiping down with a barbicide. I don't recommend really dumping them into the barbicide, but more of like a barbicide wipe would be really good if you're using it in a salon setting. Alrighty, so now we're gonna move on to the under eye. Gonna use my right index finger. My right ring finger as my anchor. I'm gonna put that right down on the inner corner. Using that long pointed edge, I'm just going to gently sweep upwards towards the temple, wiggling as I come to that temple. So as you all see, this is a pretty easy massage to learn and to teach estheticians who can in turn virtually teach it to customers. So if your spa isn't still all the way opened up yet and functioning, not to worry. This is something that you can definitely do in a virtual setting. Maybe do something like a dropship program where you can include like your stone, your oil, and your serum. And again, it's something you could retail to your customers, and it's something really fun that they can just do from home. Alrighty, so now that we've done 5 sweeps under the eye, I'm going to just hold down. I'm gonna use my right hand to hold down, and I'm gonna be using that long curve on this side, and I'm just going to gently pull upward. Be mindful of that forehead, wiggling when I get to the hairline. And the really cool thing about the Gua Sha stones is that you can get any different type of stone that you'd like. So right now we're using a rose quartz, and each stone has its own metaphysical properties. So this stone is really great for promoting self-love, kindness. So I really love to use it on a self-care ritual like this. If you are thinking about which types of stones you want to incorporate in your massages and in your spa, definitely do some research to see what type of stone most resonates with your spa and with your clientele. Someone's asking if the Gua Sha stone helps with dark circles. Yes, it does, because it's going to move any of the stagnant blood that's underneath you. It's going to help to move it out and help to detox those lymph nodes under there. So now on to my favorite part. We're going to be doing the brow area. So I'm going to be placing my right hand down again as an anchor. And I'm just going to be going across and gently pulling upwards. So I know Patrick asked how we can clean these stones, like physically. It's also kind of important to think these are healing crystals, so I definitely recommend clearing the energy from them, because they do absorb any sort of like negative energy from our bodies as we hold and use it, not just on ourselves but on our clients. So you can do this by running water over it or smudging it using sage smoke as well. So I'm just going to be repeating this total of 5 times. So I have 2 more times. I also like to set an intention with my crystals. So you can say something like, my intention when using this crystal is to promote self-love, self-worth, and heart healing. And you can either do this like out loud or in your head. And it's something you can teach your clients as well if they're into more of the metaphysical properties of the stone. So now we're gonna move to our third eye section. We're gonna flip our stone around. We're gonna use that long knot. And we're just gonna come up 5 times. Once we reach that hairline, wiggle, pull away. Wiggle, pull away. And one last time. Alrighty, so we're all done with our Gua Sha massage. I really hope that you all enjoyed this little self-care moment. This is such an easy massage that you can incorporate into your personal skincare routines. You can either shorten it by doing three sweeps on each motion that you're doing, or you can make it a little bit longer, just depending on how much time that you have. If you want to shorten it, you can do it on a daily basis. If you want to make it longer, you can do it once a week. Again, you want to ensure that you're keeping your stone clean. Like I said, you can wash it with light soap and water after each use. Spray it with alcohol to disinfect, or a barbicide wipe in a salon setting. So thank you all again so much for giving me the opportunity to walk you all through this amazing massage. It's really one of my favorites, and I really hope you all enjoyed it.